Everyone, today we are going to discuss formulating tasks and questions that engage the learner. I am N. Binesh Kumar Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of Teacher Education, SK Women College, Manipur. So, effective teaching involves more than just delivering content. It requires engaging learners, stimulating their thinking, and encouraging original responses. The way tasks and questions are designed can shape how students think, reason, and apply knowledge. So, importance of thought provoking tasks and questions. Here, it promotes critical thinking and problem solving. It also encourages active participation in learning. It helps in constructivist learning where students build their own understanding. Then it also supports higher order thinking skills such as analysis, evaluation, and creativity. It also provides opportunities for original responses rather than rote memorization. Then there are some characteristics of good tasks and questions. It should be engaging and relevant. It should connect with the real life situations and students' interests. Then it should be open-ended. It will allows multiple perspectives and solution. It should also encourages inquiry. It should lead students to explore and investigate. Then it should scaffolds thinking. It should move from lower order to higher order thinking skills. Then it should promote discussions. It should encourages debate, dialogue, and collaborative learning. Then there are some types of the thought-provoking questions. First one is open-ended questions. It encourages deep thinking and multiple interpretations. Example is what would happen if gravity suddenly stopped working? Then Socratic questions. It encourages deep reasoning. Some examples are clarification questions. What do you mean by that? Then assumption based questions. What are you assuming? Then evidence based questions. What evidence support your claim? Then perspective based questions. How might someone with different viewpoint respond? Then implication based question. What are the consequences of this idea? Then problem solving questions. It requires students to analyze and propose solutions. Example is how would you design a school of the future to support diverse learners? Then reflective questions. It encourages self-awareness and metacognition. Example is how has your thinking changed after this discussion? Then hypothetical questions. It stimulates imagination and creativity. Example is if you would if you could time travel to any period in history, where would you go and why? Then designing engaging tasks for active learning. It may be inquiry based tasks. Here it encourages students to ask questions and seek answers. Example is investigate how climate change affects your local environment and propose solutions. Then case studies and scenarios present real world situations for analysis. Example is analyze a historical event from the perspective of two opposing sides. Then role playing and simulations. It helps students understand different viewpoints. Example is act as a scientist presenting a new discovery at a conference. Then project based learning. It encourages independent research and innovation. Example is create a campaign to spread awareness about mental health in schools. Then debate and discussion based tasks. It encourages reasoning and argumentation. Example is should artificial intelligence replace human teachers? Argue your viewpoint. Then creative tasks. It promotes originality and artistic expression. Example is write a poem that reflects the main theme of today's lesson. Then fifth one is Bloom's taxonomy and higher order thinking skills. It is used to formulate effective questions and tasks. Then teachers can use Bloom's taxonomy, which categorize cognitive skills into remembering, understanding, applying. Here in remembering, it is a recall facts. For example, list three causes of pollution. Then in understanding, it explain the concepts. For example, summarize the main points of the lesson. Then in applying, it is use the knowledge in a new situation. For example, how do you use math to budget your allowance? Then analyzing, break down information. For example, compare and contrast renewable and non-renewable energy sources. Then evaluating, it is used to make judgment. For example, which solution to climate change do you think is the most effective and why? Then creating, develop a new ideas. For example, invent a new tool that could help conserve water. Then strategies for implementing engaging tasks and questions in the classroom. There are some strategies that is used for the engaging tasks and question in the classroom. For example, use think, peer, share. Here, students think individually, discuss with a partner and share with the class. Then encourage peer questioning. Here, students create and ask questions to each other. Then use concept mapping. Here students visually connect ideas and relationships. Then apply flipped classroom techniques. Student can also explore content before class and engage in discussions during lessons. Then incorporate technology. Use digital tools for interactive learning. For example, Kahoot, Padlet and Google Classroom. There are certain challenges that affect in the formulating the questions in the classroom. It may be students give short or rote responses. Then it may be some students are hesitant to participate. Then time constraint for a limit discussions. Then students struggle with higher order thinking. So formulating engaging tasks and thought-provoking questions is a fundamental skill for effective teaching. By designing activities that challenge students to think, question and create, educators foster deeper learning and encourage original responses. A well-structured questioning strategy transforms passive learners into active thinkers, making learning a dynamic and meaningful experience. Thank you all.